The children number keeps going up. Stop having babies, you randy, stupid farmers. Stop it. How's it going, gang? It's the final render here, and welcome to Endzone, a world apart. Endzone World Apart is a fantastic post-apocalyptic city building simulator game that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. I saw this game on Steam and I knew I had to pick it up. It's the first time ever I'd just seen a game on Steam without reading any reviews, without looking at any footage. I just knew I wanted to play this game, so I went ahead and picked it up, and I think you guys are going to absolutely adore it. So the premise of this game is that quite a long time ago, there were some Nazi terrorist people, right? And those Nazi terrorist people decided to blow up all the world's nuclear reactors. For some reason, they decided that was a good thing to do, and then really nothing happened really for about 100 years, and now it's our time as a mayor of a new town to go and build a fantastic new city where we can thrive and survive in the post-apocalypse. It's going to be great fun. I've always wanted to play a game like this. It's kind of similar to games like Banished and Frostpunk and stuff like that, I believe. And of course, we can name our town. So how about we go ahead and call it Megaton? Because we are very original on this channel. Well, I've put an exclamation mark on the end of it, so it's technically not the same as Fallout. And alright, let's go. So here we are, everyone. Here is the start of our city. We've got an absolutely massive map here to scavenge and build and make our city. And we've also got all of our settlers and our Venga bus. All of our settlers jumped off of our Venga bus, where I have it on good authority that everybody was jumping. And we're going to start building our city. This would also probably be a good time to point out that I tried to record this game twice, and everybody died very quickly each time. It's actually a bit trickier than meets the eye, this game. So let's get started building Megaton here. I've heard that Noel, this fellow right here, really enjoys drinking water. So what I think we need to do is actually get some nice drinking water for these people so they can, you know, do the whole surviving thing. Now, we've actually been quite blessed to where we have got an enormous amount of water right here. This is a very good start for our city indeed. So what we need to do is go and build a jetty and a water system. We build the jetty so that people can walk out into the lake and fill up buckets, and then the cistern to put those buckets into. So we actually have lots of drinking water in a big tank ready to go whenever we need it. And we need to store it up in case there's a drought. It does kill people quite quickly. But also, we could consider building a rain collector much later in the game. It's pretty in-depth, this. So let's pop our jetty down, let's say, right there. There we go. Try to get it symmetrical to our, like, town bus, so to speak. And then we can have cisterns on either side. I found through experience that it's a good idea to have multiple cisterns, simply because when there's a massive drought and you've got large amounts of people, you just won't have the storage capacity to keep them all alive throughout that drought. So therefore, we are going to have 2 cisterns. Oh, and they're not symmetrical. Oh, Mary Mother of Symmetry, I need to fix this. There we are. Now they're symmetrical. Now, all of my little settlers here are going to build this jetty and the 2 cisterns. In fact, I'm going to allocate everyone to be builders so we can get it done quickly. Spit spot. And due to the fantastic fast forward button, we have our cisterns and jetty done. It probably took them days, maybe even weeks in real life, but we have got our fantastic jetty. It looks kind of like a penis, doesn't it? Totally not intended. So whilst everybody likes drinking water, not many people like, you know, collecting water. But we do need to actually assign some people to gather the water. So why don't we, just to start with, have 2 people gathering water. We're going to have these blokes down here. We've got Elliot down here, looking very dapper as hell. And then we've got Lydia down here. Lydia, how dare you? Sworn to carry your burdens, are we? Yes, I thought so. Carry my water, sausage. Something I'd really like to do in this game as well is kind of have housing and industry and food and stuff all kind of separate so that they don't actually have to interfere with each other. So what I think I might do now is get food on the go. I definitely need some grub for my hungry people right here. Noel right here has been complaining about being hungry for absolute days. And so's Lena, that silly sausage. So let's go and get some food on the go. We can get farms and we can get fishing huts. We can also get gatherer cabins and hunting lodges. Let's go with fishing. We've already got lots of water, so maybe we can get some fish on the go. Let's go and pop a fishing hut right there. Excellent stuff. We can go ahead and build that, and then we can get some fishing going. Sweet. Oh, darn it. I was waiting for days, but I didn't assign any builders. Oh, God. We're all going to die down here. Now, that's 2 people assigned to be fishermen. I presume it's these 2 handsome, dapper chaps down here. We've got Elliot down there. And we have got Pilya. Oh, they're going to be the best seamen we have ever had in these parts. I suppose really now we should be nice to our people and give them some houses to live in. Now housing, I'm not too sure where to put the houses. I might actually put the houses a bit further away because we don't need to have the houses near here. However, this bus is our kind of central hub. So I'd rather have all the water and the farming and also the kind of, you know, scavenging and stuff all be nearer the bus rather than fill it with houses. So maybe I'll build the houses like over this way, just so they're kind of out of the way from the buildings, if that makes sense. Let me just quickly go and check. Ah, yeah, right here. As you can see, this big green marker with our radiation filter on indicates that the ground here is radioactive, which is actually not a problem, surprisingly. It just means we have to move all of that dirt before we can build onto it. So it means building over here will take more time, but of course there are other areas where there is more radiation, like right down here there is an orange spot. And I presume if we find a broken down nuclear reactor, which are in the game, that will have lots of radiation around it. So building around there might not be healthy. But I think we could put our houses down here, as I said, somewhat further away from the main buildings. So we can just have all the houses and residential stuff a bit further away. How about that? But yes, look at that. They actually have to dig up that radiation before they start building the actual building itself. Now, these buildings aren't very good. You know, they can hold 2 adults and 3 children. And we have 11 adults. So we actually do need to build quite a few of these. We need to build 6 in total. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. We have homes for everyone. And we also have children. Now, here's the thing with this game. Whenever your people are happy, they start to make children. And then those children eventually turn into adults. And this can be good and it can be bad, because obviously adults mean you can use them for work, but obviously more people, more children means more mouths to feed. So what you could do, hypothetically speaking, is rather than build a house where people can have families and make babies, we could build what is essentially a homeless shelter, because since there's no privacy, nobody makes babies in those, and they can store 25 adults. So eventually, you'll need to build these things just so you don't have more mouths to feed. I absolutely adore the aesthetics of this game as well, you know, the kind of rusty shacks and things. It looks so much like Fallout. I'm absolutely in love with how this game looks. It really tickles that building pickle I have. Oh no. Hey Sarah, what's up, bae? Our people are living on the streets, Chief. We shouldn't let anyone sleep outdoors under these conditions. You know what, Sarah? I've had enough of your attitude. We're building the houses right now. Besides, we don't have a street. Provide settlers with a home. 7. Yep, so they've just given me a little side quest because I was doing too slow, apparently. But I've already told them to build the buildings, so joke's on you, Sarah, you silly sausage. So everyone, we got good news and bad news. Good news is we are actually getting lots and lots of water, and that's fantastic. Bad news is our children are growing up and are costing more food because my food is now very slowly declining. So we need more fishermen, essentially. Let's go and put you to be a fisherman. And we should also get some crops on the go, I suspect. That's probably the best thing I can do for my people right now. I'm going to build the biggest F-off field these people have ever seen. What are we going to grow in this field, though? We can choose our seeds. Sounds fun. We can get squashes and potatoes. Now, this is important, actually, because certain foods take certain times. Potatoes take 2.8 seasons and yield 1,200 food, whereas the squashes take 2.4 seasons and yield 1,000 food. So, realistically speaking, I think it's worth waiting just a little bit longer and getting just a tiny bit more food. So, we're going to have taters up in here. We're going to get some good tatties around. And also make ourselves a farmer. Let's see. FarmersOnly.com up in here. Look at these lovely builders clearing away all that nasty radiation. Diego, you are a champ. So's Lewis. Sarah's not a champ, though. Not a fan of Sarah. She keeps yelling at me. Silly sausage. Now, look at them sowing the fields right here. Isn't this cool? I mean, the ironborn in me says, we do not sow. But unfortunately, in Megaton, sowing may be an essential. I don't just mean tailoring. That comes later. But we definitely need to get lots of farms on the go so we have a constant, reliable source of food. The houses are done. Well, that's all pretty good, isn't it? Well, no, it's not, because in the time it's taken them to build a house, 3 more people have turned into adults. So now, unfortunately, we need another one. It never ends. We should also really start to consider gathering some more resources, because as of right now, we're just working with the materials we pretty much came with. And, you know, we did have lots of stuff on the Venga bus. Not quite enough, though. How about we actually get some scavenging going? How about that? We can get a forester's lodge and a scrapyard. We'll need both of these. Scrapyards obviously get things like metal, which we can then convert into plastic, electronic and stuff by sifting through all the scrap we find. And also the Forester's Lodge will cut down trees, but will also regrow them. You can just cut down trees, but you need to also replant trees. Otherwise, you won't actually have any trees after a while. It's pretty sensible thinking, really. So whilst it is very far away, we have a massive amount of scrap over here in this section of the map. There's like over 750 scrap over there. But if we go over here to, near our town centre, it's like 300, 169. Not very good. That's a little better, I suppose. There's a Plash crane and stuff there. Plane, sorry. But let's see if we can maybe still roll with this idea of keeping our industry around this section. So it will be a long walk for our scavengers, but it will be worth it. So we will need a scrapyard, and we will also need recyclers. So we've got our scrapyard on the way to be built. That's fantastic, but we'll also need recyclers, where people can go and sift through all the rubbish and turn it into something useful. We'll need many of these. We'll probably need 4 in total. So we might as well just build all 4 now, get it over with. I'm doing much better than I did when I first played this game. The very first time I played this game, Child Services had already taken away all of my settlers and cursed me with horrible droughts and everybody died. But this time, things are going pretty good. We just got a warning that there's going to be a drought in a few days. Oh dear. Well, I do have lots and lots of water, and I'm constantly gaining water. So in theory, I should be okay when this drought hits in a few days. But it's going to completely take all of this water out of this lake where there'll be no fish. Oh yeah, there'll be no fish. Will my food be okay? I guess we'll find out. Lol. Maybe we should also consider building a water well. This will actually get water out of the ground. So even if there's droughts, we can still get water. Yeah, that's probably a good thing, isn't it? Let's be sensible about this. We don't want to dehydrate again. Well. What have we got here? Oh, that was cringy. You get it? Because I'm building wells? Oh, gosh. That's fun. The children number keeps going up. Stop having babies, you randy, stupid farmers. Stop it. Right, scrapyard's done. Let's go and change our field of work for the scrapyard to be where all this really juicy stuff is. Over here, there's like 700. I saw a 740 there. 746 right there worth of scrap in this area. So this area here is where our scrap people are going to actually go and hunt for their scrap. There's a little bit over here, but that's pennies worth. That's not really worth bothering with for now. But let's go and send them over there so we have a good amount of supply of scrap for the longest time. Oh, here we go. The drought's arriving now. The lake is completely empty. Oh, no. Okay, well, in this case, you haven't finished the well yet, you stupid turds. Why isn't the well being finished? Oh, great. Well, hopefully we've got enough water to survive. And in the meantime, I'll also tell some of my fishermen to go and be farmers because we're kind of out of fish. They're in there somewhere. They're just, flopping on the surface of the lake with no water, slowly drowning in the oxygen they're in. Drowning in oxygen. Oh, that sounds poetic. But anyways, how about we also build another farm? How about that? Let's have another big old farm somewhere around here. Then how about that? Let's see if we can get one. Ooh, maybe here. Not quite as big as the other one, because I would like to actually have some footpaths and stuff through here. But we can build one there, and maybe we'll extend it a bit that way. Can we do that? No, because that well's in the way. Gosh darn it. Well, we've got technically 2 farms there. And this one can have squashes in there. You do need to give your people a variety of food, otherwise they do, die. And the other one can have... Actually, they can both have squash. These ones can actually bring in food in larger quantity, but this is better food over here, these potatoes. And the drought is gone. The rains have come. Oh, thank heavens for that. Now, everyone's happiness shoots up, and we can start gathering water again. Well, that was tough. I mean, we didn't need the wells in the end, it turns out, but our water did start to get quite low. So we really need to actually have these wells built pretty soon. Otherwise, if that happens again and lasts for a couple of days, it was only a single day's worth of drought. Wow, I think we got lucky that time. And the first food alarm has gone off. Yes, because we've got 16 adults and 13 children. Could you people stop porking each other for a moment? This is a problem. Generally, overextending your population is a problem in these small circumstances. When there's not many of us, we could overextend ourselves and run out of food. Speaking of which, when are these going to get planted? Could you guys just work together, for God's sake? I just realised I didn't choose my bloody seeds for these farms. So they've been sitting there, I've been waiting saying, why are the farmers farming? Because I didn't tell them what to put in it. And the children are growing up as well. Well, I suppose that means I can actually use them for something useful now, I guess, doesn't it? Yeah, fine, whatever. We'll get more farmers and more water people, and things will get better eventually, I suppose. So we survived the drought, we got our wells built, we've started to get more scavenging online. We've actually got people starting to make cloth and plastic ready for us. And hopefully we can get things going pretty quick with the other resources. But for now, I think it's time to end this video here. We actually have a lot of crises we still need to fix, or crises. For example, we need more housing and also protective clothing. This is actually a nuclear, a post-apocalypse. So therefore, everything they touch is full of nuclear radiation. So therefore, people need to wear hazmat suits. And unfortunately, I need to make that. I need to make the PPE to stop everyone dying of horrible, slow poison. This is actually getting a little true to life, if I'm entirely honest. But thank you very much for watching this, people. This has been Endzone, a world apart, and I absolutely adore this game. I'm going to record another video on this now. I can't wait to play some more for you guys. And I hope you've enjoyed it. We've got lots more stuff to do. We've got to go ahead and make our infrastructure better and all that stuff. Go ahead and check out all the cool Patreon people in the description below who help support the channel with their financial donations. YouSteve, of course, can also do the same. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode of Endzone, a world end. A world apart, even. Wrong one name. Sorry.